Hello, what's up my people? This is your boy Kaka Jonitoh USA and welcome to this awesome and beautiful casting today. And guys, today I have a Q&A. This is where you have questions and answers. And there are a few questions that people have asked and I want to answer these questions according to how they're supposed to be answered so that people can get the enlightenment and so that you can get this knowledge of how to tackle this issue. So the first two questions are related and I want to ask to start with the first one. So I'll paraphrase what this person asked. So the first question this person asked was, can one get qualified for green card via high school degree or university degree without having a work experience? That is the question that they ask. So this answer goes like this. Yes, you can qualify if you have a high school degree and you also have a university degree, or if you have a high school degree and if you don't have a university degree, you can still qualify for green card. Why do I say that? Because the minimum qualification for green card is your high school degree. So that is the minimum qualification. So for high school degree, if you have a D minus and above, that is for people who are in Kenya. And in other countries also, I have listed, if you check my videos, I've listed the high school qualifications requirements that you're supposed to have. So yes, if you have a high school qualification, or you meet a high school diploma or degree, then you qualify to play for green card or apply for green card. All right, so you might not have done your high school. Then if you have not done your high school and you have your work experience, again, now you can use your work experience as your minimum qualification. But for the green card, just know the minimum qualification is the high school degree. If you don't have the high school degree, you can use work qualification. All right, so that question is tackled. And then there's another question that this person also asked, which is related to the first one. So yes, if you can't be able, like for instance, to apply for green card, of which you'll be able to apply for green card. Now the next question comes here by, what about if I don't have a work experience? How am I going to prove to the consular that I will be able to get or to find a job when I arrive in America? So how am I going to prove to that, so that I can get a job, or I can do, or I can work if I don't have any work experience right now when I'm applying for green card? This question is basically simple, because you don't have to prove to the consular that you will be able to work when you come to America. Because one thing is, when you're applying for green card, you have your the usual, even if they ask you a question, why are you applying for green card, basically your answer will be, I want to go and live, work and study in America. So that means when you come to America, you'll have to work, you'll have to maybe go back to school, or you'll have also back to you also need to live in America. So that is something that you need to know behind everything, even in your mind, that when you're coming to America, you're coming to live here, you're coming to work, and also you might go back to school, so you're gonna study or do something else. All right, so you don't need to prove this. And again, as long as you're physically fit, that means again you can be able to work. And as long as you work according to your works your work requirements or whatever, maybe for instance, if you're going to a course, there are some jobs that you also work at home. You don't need like the physics to be at work. You maybe just work behind your computer. So that one is not something to worry about. All right, that is nothing to worry about. So I'll go to the third question. The third question was asked was about the names. And somebody asked me, for instance, if I have like names and my names are scrambled, like for instance, the first name is John Karaoke Kamau, and then the same names are written on a ID, maybe like Karaoke Kamau John. So somebody asked me, is this gonna be a problem in during the DV? So one thing I say, if your names are scrambled, as long as the names are the same, that's the same person. But remember, not everybody usually have the same logic. Some people might say this is the same person, this is not the same person, this is a different person. So for your safety purposes, you need to go and get an affidavit. So for an affidavit, have it so that you can prove and say that these are my names, and that whenever if you can maybe there's somebody who told me one of their friend met a very, very, very strict consular, because they tell me that there was a family that had applied for green card, and this family had a mother, father, and son. And you know, many people don't have a lot of pictures and stuff. So what happened is that these guys, they didn't have like these pictures when they were, the baby was small with the family and everything. So they started like having photos from maybe age 5 and start and above. So during the interview, the consular was like, what are the proofs that this is your son, you know? So give us these pictures and stuff. And the only pictures they could find are 5 years old and stuff. So sometimes you might find somebody who needs a lot of details than the way you thought you would require those details. That's why I usually give you this information, so that you can brace yourself and so that you can be ready, so that whenever you might meet such questions, or whenever you might meet such people who have require bulk information, you might be having the information with you, because people differ from one person to another. All right, yeah. So then the next the fourth question is, can one use Kenyan DL in the USA, so, or any other country's DL in the USA? So when you come to United States of America, remember, is has allowed it has different states, 50 states, and every state has their own regulations, and they have their own ways of doing things. So like for instance, when you come to Texas is different from other states, but you need to have a driving license or a DL from America for you to be able like to drive here in America, if you want to live here in America. So you cannot come with a Kenyan driving license or maybe a Nigerian driving license, or maybe a South African driving license, and come to use it here in America. Because remember, also when you come to America, the rules of driving in America are so different from other countries. It's not the same. You can drive using that driving license from Texas with your car and go to Missouri, go to California, go to any place you want to go. You can drive with your car and go there. But basically you need a driving license that is American driving license, because remember, the rules and regulations for driving and the way they keep the laws here is different from any other place. So you cannot come with some driving license from just any other country and come and use it here. You might be knowing how to drive, but you need to come here and get the right ID to use it here, because it's just like maybe when you are people are moving from one job to another job, you cannot use your former job ID to the next job you're going to work in, even if they are the same you know, status. Maybe for instance, you are a manager, you cannot say, oh, you know, I was a manager in the other company and this is my ID picture and I want to use this one in this company. So when you go to another company, again, you have to transform, you have to get a new tag, and you have to get a new ID and use that ID for that purpose. So in the same way, when you have a driving license from your country, when you come here in America, you need to have a driving license from America in that state that you'll be living in. All right, so I hope that one is tackled. So somebody else told me that I usually speak so fast. I don't know how true is that, but I usually feel like this is the right way of speaking, or the right speed of speaking. So if you guys also feel like I speak so fast, also you can tell me so that I can reduce the speed also. Okay, yeah. So the next question was asked was about how do you return documents to the embassy. So for instance, there's a document that you missed, and then maybe you are given an AP is where that now you know you go to an interview and you are not given a green card, or you're not given that green pass, you know, to be told that you've gotten the green card. So you'll be given a yellow paper, which is an AP, which basically means under administration process. So maybe basically you miss a certificate, or basically maybe you didn't go with one of your documents and you need to send it back. So how do you send it back? So remember, when you are going to the embassy, you had to have an interview and you had to book an interview. So you cannot take that document just because you missed it and you take it yourself to the embassy. So what you need to do, you need to send it via the DHL. Remember, that's why they told you when they send you the 2NL they send you that message that told you that you need to book for your appointment or your interview, and also you need to book your DHL appointment, so that at least this DHL will be able now to receive your documents and send those documents to you. That's why after you go for your interview, what happens is you are now waiting to see that email from the DHL services showing you on the process of your documentation, how they are coming from the embassy to now the DHL of your choice. So the same thing happens when now you want to send a document to the US embassy. So what you need to do is that now you're going to take your document, take it to the DHL, so that they can send it, or they can take it to the embassy for you. All right, and then again, for you to receive any documentation, again you'll have to wait for the embassy to send it to the DHL, and then the DHL is gonna you're gonna take it from the DHL, or the DHL is gonna notify you via the email that they have your document has arrived, so that you can go and pick it. All right, so that is the process of sending and receiving information from the embassy. All right. Yeah. Oh yeah, there's one more question. Somebody also exclaimed, or somebody also said, oh, there's a difference between credit history and credit card. So one thing I want to say is this. So when you have a credit card is the one that helps you to build your credit score. So the credit score is what determines what kind of loans or what kind of services you can get here in America. Because if you don't have a credit score, again, now it becomes so difficult for you to access some things. And if you have to access some things, you'll need to access them in cash terms. And some people might not even trust you on even maybe even having an apartment if you don't have a credit score, because they need to see they need to see how good you are at or how qualified you are to getting loan. So that's why you see the credit card and the credit score, the credit card and the credit score, and then the credit history. So the credit history is how you've been borrowing and how you've been paying your bills. So when they see that trend of the results of how you've been paying and that history, now that what it determines how they can offer you some services. So one day I'm gonna bring about the information, the issues concerning credit card, credit score, and credit history, and all these things. I'm gonna tell you how it happens in America, because in America you need a credit card, and you need to have good credit score, and also you need to have good credit history for you to be able to have an easy life, or maybe what we can call a manageable kind of life. Because if you destroy your credit score, you destroy your credit history, then that means you will be in a very troublesome area in life, because nobody's trusting you and nobody's trusting you with anything. So one day I'll bring you all this information concerning credit card and credit score, so that you can have this information. Anyway, it was all about Q&A, that is question and answer, and I've answered those questions according to how they were asked. And if you have another question, if you have anything else that is a burning issue, you can drop it at that comment section, and I'll be able to pick it up and answer you. Thank you so much. God bless you. It's your boy Kaka Jonitoh USA. Until next time, I say adios. Bye.